Ray has his hands in his lap, and Desiree has
I know you want to text me. I know, but Ray needs to, Anthony needs to have space to sit. Anthony, can you scoot back?
Estrella, can you scoot up? I can't see your face right now.
Hey, stop her.
Make sure you can see Estrella. Desiree, yeah, we need our friend Anthony.
Okay, don't touch it.
Anthony,
sit back. Anthony, you can sit next to me or you can sit next to Miss Troutman. You are supposed to be sitting in the circle right now. You can sit next to me or Miss Troutman. Come on.
the book that we have not read before. We have a new book. And the title of this book is A Letter to Amy. We're going to find out. And the author, the person who wrote the book, is Ezra Jack Keats. She's also the illustrator. He drew all of these pictures. Alexis, get back so Jorge can see. So, I noticed on the front of this cover that this is our friend Peter from our previous book.
Do not move.
And you know what else I noticed? Peter is wearing a raincoat, this bright yellow raincoat, and it's really dark, and there's and Ray noticed that there's an envelope, there's a letter, and he's reaching for the letter, but he can't get it.
He don't got no long
It must be so important.
That's right.
He can't get it.
That's right, because he don't got no long
It must be such an important letter because he's trying so hard to catch it in the middle of a storm.
Try to tie your shoe or stop playing with it.
I'm writing a letter to Amy. I'm inviting her to my party, Peter announced. He said that with confidence, like we do. Why don't you just ask her? You didn't write to anyone else, said his mother. Peter stared at the sheet of paper for a while and said, well, this way it's sort of special. Peter was really staring. He was concentrating on the paper because he wanted to make sure he got it right for his friend. Amy is special. And his mom said that he didn't write to any of his other friends to invite them, to ask them to his birthday party. But he wrote to Amy. She must be such a special friend. Let's find out why she's so special.
Look at the dog. The dog.
He folded the letter quite a few times.
Look at the dog.
There is the dog. And he put it in the envelope and he sealed it. He has to lick it and he pushed down. Seal it. Now I'll mail it, he said. What did you write? Asked his mother. Will you please come to my birthday party, Peter? You should tell her when to come. So he wrote on the back of the envelope, it is this Saturday at 2. Now I'll mail it. Put on a stand. He did and started to leave. Wear your raincoat, it looks like rain. He put it on and said, it looks like rain, Willie. You better stay in. This is Willie the dog. I noticed Ray saw him earlier. So Willie doesn't have a raincoat, so he's going to stay inside. So I noticed that Peter, when he first wrote his letter, he forgot to write when his birthday party was. His mom had to remind him. And he was ready to go out the door. He was ready. He was ready to go out the door. And then he forgot a stamp. A letter won't get delivered if it doesn't have a stamp. A stamp is how we pay for someone to deliver our letter. So he put the stamp on and then he was ready to go out the door again. But then outside it was raining, so he had to put on his raincoat. And he told Willie to stay inside because Willie doesn't have a raincoat. So let's see what happens when he goes outside. Walking to the mailbox, Peter looked at the sky. Dark clouds raced across like wild horses. He glanced up at Amy's window. She wasn't there. Only Pepe, her parrot, sat peering down. Willie, didn't I tell you to stay home? Looks like Willie came with Peter, even though Peter on the previous page he had said, Willie, you stay inside because you don't have a raincoat and it's going to rain. I also noticed Peter glanced. He looked quickly up at Amy's window. Amy must live really close to Peter if he's able to pass her window on the way to the mailbox. And there's this beautiful brightly colored bird, and it's a parrot. It's a tropical bird. So Amy has a pet parrot.
I got birds home.
Do you guys think he'll get it to the mailbox in time? It's right, maybe before it rains. I don't know. Let's see. Jorge.
The mail. It's going to blow away. It's blowing.
Peter thought, what will the boys say when they see him grunt at a birthday party? Suddenly, there was a flash of lightning and thunder. Boom, boom. A strong wind blew the letter out of his hand. Oh my goodness. It sounds like Peter at first was worried that his old friends, his friends who were boys, would not like his new friend Amy. Sometimes that can happen. We get new friends, just like we have new friends in preschool. And then there was a flash of lightning and a roar of thunder. Boom, boom, boom. And his letter. The wind carried his letter out of his hand. Oh no. I wonder if he's going to be able to catch the letter. Let's find out. I don't know. Ray thinks he might not. Peter chased the letter. He ran after it. He tried to stop it with his foot. But it blew away. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And it flew high into the air. And then landed, skipping across a hopscotch game. The letter blew this way and that. Peter chased it this way. He chased it that way. He couldn't catch it. Hopscotch. I noticed that the letter hopped on the hopscotch. Hopping is when we jump with one foot. And hopscotch is a game where we hop from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We hop all the way from 1 to 10. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch this letter or not. He's not. Ray doesn't think he'll be able to. Let's find out. Big drops of rain began to fall. It's raining. There's big drops of rain. Just then, someone turned the corner. It was Amy. That's the friend who the invitation's to. She waved to him, and the letter was flying right towards her. I noticed that Peter's worried she's going to get the letter. She mustn't see it, or the surprise will be spoiled. They both ran for the letter. Peter wrote a special letter just for Amy, and if she sees it before she gets it in her mailbox, then it won't be a secret. It won't be a surprise. So he doesn't want her to see it yet.
They were running the time.
They're running at the same time for the letter. Who do you think's gonna catch the letter? Maybe Amy. In his great hurry, Peter bumped into Amy. He caught the letter before she could see it. So Peter caught the letter before Amy could see that her name was on the letter. Before she could see that it was her address, her house that it was going to. He caught it. So the surprise is not going to be ruined. Amy's not going to know until she gets the letter in her mailbox. But it looks like he bumped into his friend. See? Quickly, he stuffed the letter into the mailbox. He shoved it in. He looked for Amy. He was looking. She had run off crying. You guys remember on the previous page where our friend Amy had fallen down? Looks like she's got her hand on her back. Maybe she hurt her back and it hurt her, so she ran away crying. Now she'll never come to my party, thought Peter. He saw his reflection in the street and it looked all mixed up. This is his reflection. See how he has yellow on his raincoat? There's yellow down here. Reflections come from shiny surfaces, like in the water or in a mirror. Like when we brush our teeth or wash our hands, we can see ourselves in the mirror. Yeah. So this is his reflection. And it sounds like he's really worried that his friend Amy was hurt when he tried to get the letter and she might not come to his party anymore. When Peter got back to his house, his mother asked, "Did you mail your letter?" "Yes," he said sadly. Sounds like Peter's a little upset because he's worried his friend might not come to his party. Saturday came at last. Everybody arrived, but Amy. Shall I bring the cake out now? Jorge, on your phone? Yeah, it's his mom and he has a party hat on. Shall I bring the cake out now? His mother asked Peter. Let's wait a little. Jorge, bottom on the carpet. I see Jorge has his bottom on the carpet. That's how we Let's wait a little, said Peter. Now, bring it out, now, chanted the boys. All right, we're all gonna chant together. We're gonna sing now, bring it out now, all together. Ready? Now, bring it out now. Now, bring it out now. That's how you chant. You say something repeatedly. All right, Peter said. bring it out now. So it looks like all of Peter's friends have party hats on. They must be at a birthday party. Look, and you can't see Dan's eyes. Andy's got a party hat. They're gonna have a birthday party for Peter, but somebody's missing. One of his friends is missing, so he's not too excited. Just then, the door opened, and in walked Amy with her parrot. A girl, oh, said Eddie. Uh-oh, one of his old friends might not like this either. Happy birthday, Peter, said Amy. Happy birthday, Peter, repeated the parrot. She taught her parrot how to talk. Parrots are special birds that can learn how to say simple phrases in English. Oh, Alexis has a dress like Amy's. It's a party dress. She's ready for the party. So Peter thought that Amy might not come to his party. She thought, maybe she won't come. But Amy did show up to his party, and she brought her parrot. Peter must be so happy. Peter's mother brought the cake, she baked, and lit the candles, and everybody sang happy birthday. Make a wish, cried Amy. Wish for a truck full of ice cream, shouted Eddie. A store full of candy and no stomachache. But Peter made his own wish and blew out all the candles at once.
Oh, look, now you can see.
Let's all blow out the candles together. So that's what they were singing. Alexis, can you blow out the candles with me?
Happy birthday.
Peter was blowing out the candles and he was making a wish. A wish is something where we decide something we want. Alexis, on your bottom. A wish is something where all our friends can make a decision of something we want. He did blow out candles. Okay, my friends. Now,
Jorge, sit on your
Jorge,
bottom.
sit back. Ray, bottom on the carpet. Ray.
Ray, sit down.
So, our friend Amy decided to come to Peter's birthday party.
Ray, sit up.
Even though she heard her back, she decided to come. The ending was a surprise because we weren't sure that Amy was going to come. I have a question for you. I need my friends' listening ears. Carpet position. Alexis, carpet position. Eyes on me. I'm the speaker. I'm Miss Troutman. I see Alexis has her bottom on the carpet. Jorge has his bottom on the carpet, his hands in his lap. Ray has his bottom on the carpet, his hands in his lap. I have a very important question for you, and I'm just wondering, why did Peter work so hard to get the letter? Do you guys remember?
Sit down.
It was raining, and the wind blew the letter out of his hand.
And there was
And there was a thunderstorm, and then he tried to stop it with his foot, and it just kept blowing away. Why was he trying so hard to get the letter?
The wind blew it away.
Because the wind blew it away. And it was not just any. This was a special letter. It was an invitation to his friend Amy to come to his birthday party. And he did get it at the end. So I want to ask you one more time. Why did Peter work so hard to get the letter when the wind blew it away?
Because it was hard.
So the wind was blowing it away, and I think because it was a really special letter. Remember? His friend Amy was the only person who got a letter.
Right.
His friend Amy was the only person who got a letter. It was so special. Okay, my friends. Okay, my friends. It is time for us to line up and wash our hands. We are gonna eat lunch. We are gonna keep our bottoms on the carpet. I want to see carpet position, crisscross applesauce. You will